Ladies and gentlemen, Dean, faculty and staff, and most especially to the 46 graduating class of the Esade MBA, I wish you a very, very warm welcome to your graduation ceremony. Yes. I'm Pollyanna Nethersole, Director of MBA Admissions here at Esade, and it's my absolute privilege and honor to be your host this evening for this graduation ceremony in this most spectacular and iconic of Barcelona buildings. Families and friends, we know you have traveled from far and wide to be here with us this evening, and we know it has not been easy. Thank you so much for making the massive effort to be with us. And also to all those families, friends and partners who are watching this event online, thank you for joining us. We know very well that distance is but a phenomena of the physical, and in spirit, you are right here with us. Well, it was in September 2024 that this MBA with all of you. So they've kindly put together a video to show you some of the highlights, some of those key moments. So let's listen to that. Thank you. So many beautiful memories. Well, the time has now come for me to introduce you to Dr. Lisa Renberger, Dean of Esade Business School. As Dean, Lisa oversees the academic integrity of our programs and research. And we're delighted to note that under her deanship, the full-time MBA is now ranked by the Financial Times as the 7th best program in the world. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Lisa to the stage. Thanks.
Distinguished guests, faculty, family, friends, and above all, graduates of the full-time MBA program at Esade, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this very, very special day. Today is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, and transformation. It marks the culmination of 2 intense years of learning, challenge, growth, and discovery, and it is a moment of deep pride, not only for each of you, but also for everyone who has supported you on this journey. To our graduates, today we celebrate far more than the completion of a degree. We celebrate the courage it took to begin that journey. Each of you made a bold decision when you chose to join the Esade MBA. You stepped away from certainty and into possibility. Many of you moved to a new country. Some of you brought your partners, your children. All of you brought your hopes and fears with you. Many changed careers, industries, or long-established paths. All of you invested time, energy, and trust in the belief that you could become more than you already were. That takes courage, takes resilience, and it takes recognition. You have worked so hard to reach this day. You have spent long hours in classrooms, on group projects, recruiting processes, in difficult conversations, and in moments of self-doubt. You have learned from faculty, from practitioners, and from one another. You have debated ideas, tested assumptions, and expanded your horizons. Along the way, you have built friendships and networks that I hope will remain with you for the rest of your lives. And through it all, you have become not only more capable professionals, but also, I know, more reflective leaders, because you graduate at a time when leadership is being tested in profound ways. We're living through a period of deep turbulence and historic change. Around the world, societies are grappling with challenges that are complex, interconnected, and urgent. The energy transition, rising inequalities, rapid advance of artificial intelligence, the transformation of work, geopolitical instability, and in many places, growing threats to democratic institutions and social cohesion. These are not problems that can be solved by one sector alone. They demand collaboration across business, government, and civil society. They require technical skills, certainly, but they also require humility, judgment, empathy, and moral courage. That is why business education today must aspire to be more than just a transmitter of knowledge or development of new analytical tools. It must prepare leaders who can navigate ambiguity without losing their values. Leaders who understand that performance and purpose are not opposites. Leaders who can create value and also ask, value for whom and at what cost? Leaders who know that success is not only measured by what they achieve, but also how they achieve it. This is our hope for you. We hope that your MBA has prepared you to face this world as stronger, wiser, and more effective leaders. We don't only hope this, we know that. But we are also conscious and compassionate human beings. We hope that it's given you the confidence to make difficult decisions, the curiosity to keep learning, and the integrity to act when it matters the most. The world does not need more leaders who are only efficient. It needs leaders who are responsible. It does not need more ambition without reflection. It needs ambition guided by purpose. And it does not need people who simply adapt to the future. It needs people who are willing to shape it. And that's you. That is for us what leadership means. And that is also what we mean at Esade when we speak about meaningful impact. Meaningful impact is not only about scale, visibility, or status. It's also about using your talent in ways that improve organizations, strengthen communities, and expand opportunities for others. It's about building businesses that innovate and compete while also contributing to a more just, sustainable, and inclusive world. It's about recognizing that leadership is both a privilege and a responsibility. So as you graduate from the Esade MBA and begin this next chapter, I encourage you to keep 3 things with you. Carry your ambition, because the world needs your energy and your excellence. Carry your humanity, because the world you lead will remember not only your decisions, but your character. And carry your sense of responsibility, because the choices you make will shape far more than your own success. Graduates, you have already shown that you're willing to take the leap into the unknown. Hold on to that courage. Keep asking difficult questions. Keep listening generously. Keep learning. And never underestimate your capacity to make a difference. We are immensely proud of you, proud of what you have achieved, proud of who you have become, and confident in all that you will go on to do. Congratulations to the Esade Full-Time MBA graduating class of 2026. Go forward with courage, lead with purpose, and create meaningful impact. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for your extremely wise words. Well, whilst our Dean oversees the business school's academic portfolio, it's the Associate Dean of the full-time MBA who has direct responsibility for the academic content of the MBA program itself. Let's put our hands together to welcome to the stage Associate Dean of the full-time MBA, Dr. David Lopez.
Today is a moment of celebration, but I want to start somewhere slightly uncomfortable, because what you have achieved was not supposed to be easy. When you arrived at Esade, you came in as talent, strong profiles, impressive backgrounds, high expectations. But talent, as you have learned here, is not enough. What defines this program is not who you were, is what you are now. Over this past month, you have been tested, academically, yes, but also personally. You have dealt with uncertainty, with pressure, with moments of doubt. But you have had to make decisions without perfect information. You have had to perform where you were tired, sometimes where you were not at your best. And it's precisely the point, because the full-time MBA is not designed just to teach you. It's designed to stretch you, to challenge you, to change you. And that's why today matters, because you did not just complete a program, you earned your way through it. You came in as talent. You leave us something much more powerful. You leave unstoppable. Now, let me give you a bit of perspective. When you joined, Esade was ranked number 8 in the world. Not bad. Today, it stands number 7. That change doesn't happen by accident. Behind that process, there is an extraordinary collective effort. Rigorous academic team pushing intellectual boundaries. Program management ensuring excellence in every single detail. Admissions team that carefully build the class. A careers team working on your future. an alumni network that continues to open doors around the world, and of course, you all. Because rankings are not built by institutions alone. They are built by people who go through them and what they go on to achieve. Do not see that 7 as a number. See it as a responsibility. You are part of that progress, and now you are responsible for what comes next. You are also inheriting something bigger than a master. You are inheriting a legacy. Generations of Esade graduates who come before you, who build careers across industries and continents, who made difficult decisions, who created impact in ways both visible and invisible. They left you on a strong foundation. And this is remarkable about this class, because you have not just benefited from the legacy, you maximized it. You have taken opportunities, the network, the intensity of this experience, and you have made the most out of it. And that is not something we take granted. So as you leave today, I want to be very clear about one thing. Go out into the world with pride. Carry the Esade name with confidence, not just as a label, but as a standard of rigor, a standard of integrity, a standard of impact, meaningful impact. Because from this moment on, Esade brand is no longer something we give to you. It's something you are, something you represent. And you will define what it means for the next generation. Make us proud, just as those who came before you have done, and just as I'm sure you will do in the years ahead. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David, for sharing those very thoughtful and motivating reflections. Well, so far, our speakers have come from the academic realm. It's now time to hear from the Executive Director of the full-time MBA, Laura Bonavia. Laura has the very... Let me tell you a little bit about her first. I know everyone here knows her, but the people at the back, they don't know all the things she does. Laura has the very considerable task of handling every single administrative aspect of Esade's full-time MBA program. In conjunction with the team of program managers she leads, Laura handles everything from timetable planning to logistics, and most importantly of all, the team and her look after the day-to-day welfare of our students. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the Executive Director for the full-time MBA, Laura Bonavia.
Good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to my dear class of 2026. Seeing you all here brings back so many memories of your very first days. I remember when you just arrived, surrounded by new faces, new expectations. Some of you probably came with so many questions running through your head. Am I ready for this? What if I'm not good enough? Will I find my place, my people? And maybe one more question quietly crossed your mind. Do I actually know what I'm doing? Little did you know that beyond learning about accounting, marketing, and strategy, you would learn so much about yourselves. And at some point, you probably noticed that learning wasn't just about becoming more knowledgeable. It also meant letting go of assumptions that once felt safe and familiar. It takes a special kind of courage to expose yourself to new challenges and to find comfort in an intense environment. The truth is, none of you did it alone. And this courage is something that unites all of you sitting here tonight. One of my favorite quotes says, "A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions." As you navigated through your MBA, there were little moments when you began to realize that you were part of something bigger, something more profound. The generosity you witnessed in the everyday gestures, in the quiet ways people showed up for each other, shared what they knew, and stepped in simply because they noticed you needed it. The realization that the world was wider and richer than you ever imagined, and that diversity wasn't a topic to discuss, but something you lived in every perspective, every story, every single day. The moments beyond the classroom, in the trips you took together, the late-night conversations, the adventures that made this journey unforgettable, and the unity that grew every time you stood up for one another, as if your classmates' victories were your own. The growth that emerged in the difficult moments, when challenges pushed you to your limits, when setbacks taught you more than success ever could, and when you realized you were far stronger than you thought. These moments will stay with you far longer than any MBA course ever could, because they carry a meaning no classroom experience alone could ever give you. They show that this was never just an MBA. It was a chapter of life so full that you'll want to be part of each other's stories for many years to come. You may have noticed by now that being an Esadian is more than just a title or a degree. It's a family. You not only have 180 colleagues graduating with you. From this point on, you have 180 people around the world who will have your back. Your bond is not confined to these walls, or to the last 18 months, or even to this MBA journey. It will cross borders, and it will last a lifetime. And just as you arrived wondering whether you were going to make it, or whether you would find your place, today, you leave knowing you found far more than you ever imagined. You found the knowledge you came for and the wisdom you didn't know you needed. You found the classmates who challenged your limits, the ones who stood beside you through every step, and the ones who became part of your life in ways you'll never forget. You found the courage to let go, to start again, and to meet the future without fear. And above all, what you found is a sense of belonging that doesn't end here, because it lives in the people sitting all around you tonight. I would like to take a moment to thank the entire team who has supported you throughout this journey. Mónica van der Kroon, Marga Esquinas, Sara Ortega, Elizabeth Guzmán, and Ania Garcia. On behalf of the whole team, we wish you the best of luck, but I know that whoever gets you next will be the lucky one. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you very much, Laura, for those very touching insights and wishes. It's on special occasions such as today that we have the distinct honor of inviting a member of Esade's alumni community to join us to share their perspective for the benefit of our students. And we're delighted that on this occasion, Mr. Xavier Anglada, MBA graduate, will be delivering the keynote speech. Xavier is a global business leader and entrepreneur with more than 30 years of experience in consulting, technology, and innovation. Throughout his career, he's worked in multiple countries across Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, advising leaders in both the public and private sectors on strategy, digital transformation, and the future of organizations. He's held senior roles at companies including Hewlett-Packard, Delta Partners, and previously served as the CEO of the fintech company Cash Credit, where he led its international expansion. Today, Xavier sits on Accenture's Global Leadership Council and leads global energy and public service clients. He's an active investor and entrepreneur, with his latest venture being the health tech startup Nano In Vitro Diagnostics, NIVD, which aims to reimagine early medical diagnostics, healing humans through science. We're especially proud to welcome him back today as our fellow Esade MBA alumnus and keynote speaker. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Xavier Anglada. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Dean, faculty, parents, and especially you, the class of 2026. It's a real honor to be here tonight. And I need to admit something. When Esade brought forward the idea about me being this commencing speech, my first reaction was excitement. I was excited. I really felt proud and willing to do it. A minute after, I was scared, because I felt these so well-trained people, they will be analyzing the frameworks of communication skills, marketing, and so on. I said, well, am I going to be ready for that? Jokes apart, it is really a true day special for me, because not so long ago, I was here, and I was excited. I had the same ambition to eat the world. Same questions about what would come next. So tonight, I'm going to talk about frameworks. That's not what you expect from me. But I want to reflect 3 reflections about my journey. And it's a journey that has still many more to come. My first reflection will put Esade and what Esade handed over to me back then and is handing over to you today. When I joined my Esade MBA, I was working at Hewlett-Packard. It was an intense year because I was working full-time and will come here every day, 3 hours, 7 to 10, for 3 years. It was exhausting. But on the other side, it was transformative. Esade gave me something incredibly valuable. And not only marketing, sales, and operations were relevant, but the perspective. The ability to step back and see the bigger picture on things, to test assumptions, to ask better questions of things I didn't know before. I was an engineer. And to be fearless, to take risks. And all of you, no doubt, no single one difference will have to take risks to progress, because what the previous leaders in Esade mentioned, you have now to bring the platform forward. And perhaps most importantly, Esade gave me a community around my class of 2000, but as well a community far beyond that brought together within these 83,000 alumni, what I'm so proud to be part of, across 73 international chapters. And this is a unique community because you're going to find people that inspire you every day, people that challenge you, and people that will push you to be better in what you do and how you think and how you approach your problems and the successes. These many opportunities that shaped my career later started in relationships built like the ones you have here, the family you have today. But a reflection, if Esade gave me something special, is that the idea is that business requires leadership and go beyond the profit. Leadership talks about responsibility. Responsibility for organizations, because you're going to be leaders in organizations. For society, you're going to impact the places where you operate. And the idea that built and stayed throughout my career So I feel that tonight, as you graduate, remember this. Your MBA is not a title. It is a platform. It's a platform that you inherited and that will define the next chapters of your life. So use this platform. Don't be afraid. Be bold. Leverage it, but improve it every day in everything you do. Always responsively, because responsible operations, responsible business do matter to today's world more than ever. Here's my second reflection for you today. In an AI world, artificial intelligence world, human leadership matters, and it does a lot. So let me talk about the world you are entering now as new MBA graduates. We live through one of the most profound transformations the world has ever lived. We have digital technologies reinventing everything, exponential in nature, because when you combine, the change is profound on every single aspect of the society, the organizations, and your lives. So every industry will be redefined, and it's already happening today. Healthcare, finance, manufacturing, education as well. So in the coming years, AI will be embedded everywhere inside your organizations where you're going to be leaders. But there's something important. AI does not take the need for leadership. Quite the opposite. It actually makes leadership more relevant than ever. You should not allow AI to decide where it should be deployed, what limits that it has. You should place those limits. How its performance will be measured, or what ethical boundaries they need to consider. These decisions will be made by people, by leaders, by professionals like all of you. Let me pause for a second. I want you to ask and to imagine something. 2 years from now, fast forward, you're going to be sitting in leadership positions, in leading organizations. Your companies will look at you, and they will be deploying AI across all the processes in the organization, all the areas. And they will look at you to make decisions about this. The question will not be for you whether AI should be there or not. It will be where needs to be deployed. What decisions can we allow it to have? Where the human part ends and finishes, and where the AI begins. Human part at the center. How do we ensure that those systems, those processes have a return on societal responsibility and as well ethically? Those decisions will not be made by algorithms. They will be made by leaders like yourselves. And my third reflection, it's about yourself when you hit back again into the market, employment market. What do we look when we look at MBAs like yourselves? Today I work as advising global corporates and governments, going through what we call total reinvention. And when we say total reinvention, it's because there's not a part in the organizations that will not be redefined and needs to be thought forward to be able to transform it. This world with profound disruptions, with companies redesigning everything in the operating model, requires MBA graduates that basically not focused on technology, because technology can be learned, on frameworks, frameworks can be learned, on models, the models can be learned too. We need MBA people like yourself that look strong in the human part, in the human capability sides, in the soft skills sides. Because the reality, the transformation for it to succeed will not be through technology, will be through the change we apply to the old organizations. We need individuals like yourself that basically have the intellectual curiosity to progress, and to progress at scale, at a scale and a speed that basically questions the basic stuff that other people will not do. We want people with courage that are ready to challenge the existing models. We want people that are resilient. The transformation is going to be difficult, and you need to go through a lot of trouble, and you need to be ready for that. And more than ever, you need to work in teams, capable to work with partners, because no transformation will go alone. Something increasingly important in your career as it evolves is the real value that we look for is the stewardship, because you're going to lead teams, but these teams will have to be managed. You will need to hand over to them your responsibilities to them, and you will have to be responsible for your organizations and the impact that the decisions you make will have on the society. Let me finish with a very short but very personal story. A few years ago, I received a phone call when I was in Dubai. My brother told me that my father, a humble self-made baker in a small town north of Barcelona, had collapsed, and he had been unconscious for a few hours. My brother told me that I should fly back immediately, because maybe that was my opportunity to still see him in life. I immediately flew back home, and when I arrived, my father has been unconscious for over 20 hours. I recall that I sat next to him, and I started talking, as if understanding that he would understand me, he would listen to me. And after this many times, he suddenly opened his eyes. He looked at me, and the first thing that still makes me laugh today is he said, "Hey, Xavi, what are you doing here? You should be working." Remember, he was 20 plus hours sleeping. For a few minutes, we had an amazing conversation, very profound, reminding about everything we've done in life with my brothers. We talked about a family, we talked about memories, and then he stopped, and he told something that I will never forget. He said he was proud that he has given us, his children, a platform for life. And that platform took us beyond the humble origins we had. Then he said something else, that he was happy and he was ready. And he went. It's not a Hollywood, it's a reality that happened and transformed who I am today. That moment stayed with me, because it made me realize something important that I did not reflect before that time. Each generation, your generation, my generation, we receive a platform. That platform is built through huge effort from all your families. Appreciate that. Strengthened by your teachers. Appreciate that as well. And expanded by the mentors you will find today, your colleagues, and in life. You will find them down the road. But then, it becomes your turn to take that platform and improve it. Our responsibility is to build something bigger, better, every day. Tonight, Esade is giving you your platform. A platform built not only on knowledge, but on values, on human network, on opportunity. And the world you're entering is a world that has a lot of challenges, but on the other side, has a lot of opportunities for you to capture. Because the reality is your judgment, your values, your humanity will be at the center of everything you do in the future. And you're going to be proud of yourselves. So all, go out there, transform industries, build extraordinary organizations, reinvent the enterprise, the organizations, but through it all, in a world of algorithms, in a world of automation, in a world where machines become more capable every day, remember that something technology will never replace: your humanity. So lead boldly, but lead responsibly, and lead with full humanity. Congratulations, Esade MBA class of 2026. The future is today and is in your hands. Thank you.
Sincere thanks, Xavier, for sharing that really moving, thought-provoking and inspiring speech. We're so grateful to you for being here with us. Well, we've now reached the part of the graduation ceremony when our MBA students are bestowed their certificates of graduation. To lead this part of the ceremony, I'd like to invite each of the respective MBA program managers to join us on stage. Please join me in welcoming MBA program manager Sara Ortega.
Good evening, everyone. Today, we celebrate much more than the completion of a program. We celebrate resilience, growth, friendships, late nights, challenging deadlines, teamwork, and the courage to step outside of your comfort zones. Each of you arrive with different stories, different goals, and different expectations. Along the way, you have not only gained knowledge, but also perspective, confidence, and a network that will stay with you far beyond this classroom. Be proud of what you have achieved. The journey was not always easy, but that is exactly what makes today so meaningful. As you move forward, remember that success is not only measured by professional achievements, but also by integrity, kindness, and the impact you create on others. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Now, we ask faculty Pedro Rey, Jordan Gisbridge, David Lopez, and Rita Mota to please come on stage to hand over the certificates. I will now read out the names of the participants in the graduation ceremony of the class of full-time MBA program, Section A. You will be called in groups of 4. Please approach the stage via the middle staircase to receive your certificate and return to your seats via the stairs on your left. Let's start. Imwentia Saradun, Raja Garwal, Anisha Garguaya, Clemente Emilio Aguilar Vilchis. And it hurts so bad. The only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. George Josefa La Paz, Mohamed Hamdan Al-Harbi, Osama Sulaiman Al-Humaidi, Carissa Ashton Almendarez. Maximilian Amen, Ayush Anam, Nicolás Arango Toro, Tomás Arrayada, Guerreiro. I swear I live. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. Barty Bassani, Agos Barangual, Vibuti Baktani, Semija Begum Diskin. Guillermo Bueno Aoki, Julia Burle González, Paloma Caballero, Lucas Calvo Paz. Verina Lisa Canto Briceño, Pamela Elizabeth Castro Santana, María Camila Cataño Cardona, Yayansu Chatuverdi. Radika Chopra, Vivian de Acevedo Foli, Daniel Cristian de Jong, Sebastián del Solar Salinas. Eleftheria Dimitru, Benjamín Igaldon Castillo, Matías Vic Córdoba, Yuta Fukuda. Javier Arturo García Heinemann, Neil Gosch, Cristalino Jimeno Peredo, Rocío Trinidad Guerra Díaz. Sohei Horiguchi, Constance Annette Ingehes, Matthew Jarrett, Christian Keller. Oliver Wesley Kendall, Harion Prakash Khatri, Anup Kuyar, Karanisa Lazarati.
Holding me back. I want you to hold out the palm of your hand. Why don't we leave it there? Nothing to say.
Juan Yin Lin, Daniela May, Gonzalo Maldonado Los Saunao, Axel Martínez Gracida. Laura Beatriz Montero Morales, Benjamín Montes More, Santiago Palacio Ruiz, Fabián Quesada Aguilar. Martin Christian Bram Cruz, Sarah Joyce Smith, Jembil Sai, Anton Dubuchet, Holly Louise Williams. And now the students graduated in absentia are Roy Yusef, Douglas Miranda da Silva, James Davis Wilson.
Now let's welcome on stage MBA Program Manager Marga Esquinas.
Dear Cohort 2026, Over the past few days, I was thinking about this speech, and I've realized something simple but powerful. Working with you has never been just a job. Every greeting in the hallway, every quick smile, every shared look of, "We got this," those small every moments are what make our work meaningful. They are the quiet proof that community is built not only in the classrooms, but also in the thousands of little interactions in between. I've enjoyed working with you more than you probably know. You brought energy, curiosity, and a sense of warmth to campus that made coming to work almost a pleasure. And of course, some memories go well beyond the everyday. For me, the study tour in Shanghai is one I'll never forget. Conversations, the complicity, singing at the top of our lungs in karaoke, the sense of discovering something new together. Those moments capture exactly who you are as a cohort: engaged, fun, supportive, and wonderful human. You are a class that stay in our hearts and in our stories, a cohort to remember. Congratulations, and thank you for letting us be part of your journey. Thank you. I will now read out the names of the We ask Gloria Bajori, Santiago Simon, Luis Vives, and David Lopez to please come on stage to hand in the certificates. I will now read out the names of the participants in the graduation ceremony of the class of full-time MBA program, Section B. You will be called in groups of 4. Please approach the stage via the middle staircase to receive your certificate and return to your seats via the stairs on your right. Let's start. Efeomo Sandra Aipokpo, Gadadulatif Alperay, Ariela Tega, Ricardo Branqui. Ignacio Carnevale, Daniela Daza Castro, Vincenzo Del Priore, Umurkan Demirbas.
Nothing to show for it now, and I know it ain't pretty when the fire burns out. Calling me when I'm drunk, remind me of what I've done, and I know it ain't pretty.
Suhail Dala, Jana Fleming, Arvin Gergereki, Daniela Gómez Cuentas. Mohamed Abdullah Hassasi, Marco Antonio Herrera Salazar, Yibin Hu, Esha Jalota. Maresan Keleman, Mark Kauli, Min Sun Kim, Sonke Humstro. Shrishti Kumar, Saksham Kewatra, María Claudia Patricia La Rosa Chávez, Andreu León. Artur López Curiucci, Eduardo José Mireya Letrán, Sancharini Mitra, Nassim Mohamed. Sergio Morante Cebrecos, Adrián Morillo Quiroga, Hiroki Nakaya, Tomás Peláez Escobar. Sahil Binay Patnis, Michelle Vigol Medina, Carolina Prado Albino Fofic Ramos, Maisa Puccinelli de Freitas Pardo. Paola Andrea Pulido Porras, Diego Alan Quintero Fernández, Nelufar Rahimi, Sivasish Ras. Carolina Rena, Tomás Francisco Reyes Rodríguez, Jesse Rivelli, Priyanjali Roy Chaturi. Ankit Saxena, Eliasamir Sayed Saba, Simón Benedict Ulrich Schitek, Carlos Segura González. Abhinav Sharma, Samantika Sivakumar, Isabela Estela Suleiman, Jason Torres. Juan Manuel Toso, Ayuayi Putri Setia Utami, Ole Chemchuk, Benjamin Austin Young. And now, the students graduating in absentia are Venkatesh Ravan Maridi, Divyan Misra, Kartik Pramod Pillai, Nicolás Tarazona Zaraza. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marga. Now let's welcome to the stage MBA Program Manager, Elisabeth Guzman.
Good evening, students, families, and friends. 2 years ago, I stood on a similar stage and I said, "Dear Section C, you were my first section and I will always remember you." Don't ask me why. Today, here, I can proudly say, my dear Section C, you are my last section, and that makes this moment truly special. It has been a privilege to walk with you through your Esade MBA journey, sharing daily challenges, travels, and moments that go far beyond the classrooms. I'm truly grateful to have accompanied you, even in a small way, on this journey. I'm incredibly proud of each of you, and even more proud as a group. You are a very special section, and you know already why. I will always carry the memories we shared yesterday in class. So please, stay in touch. And to the entire cohort, time's up, guys, and you've made it. So take this moment with you and go make it count. Congratulations! On this occasion, we ask Jordi Kotbach, Marc Correa, David Lopez, and Frank Vingarten to please come on stage to hand in the certificates. I will read out the names of the participants in the graduation ceremony of the class of full-time MBA program, Section C. You will be called in groups of 4. Please approach the stage via the middle staircase to receive your certificate and return to your seats via the stairs on your right. Shall we start, Section C? Hatem El Latif, Luis Alberto Alatrista Diaz, Hani Abdularam Al-Hali, Fera Suleiman Al-Magushi, Abdulaziz Al-Shamari, Alessia Sofia Cueva Alba, Andre Cunha Matías, Marie-Julie Chiara Di Chiara, Axel Bastián Dreyer Borbola, René Felicia Ermita Torroba, Adriano Esposito, Alba Fonseca Top, Alberto Gómez Londoño, Oscar Emilio Harrison, Tomás Hoyos, Lal Ires, Yutaro Iwasaki, Guy Kaneko, Florian Lesiak, Nick Dennis Lewis, Jonathan Mohammadi, Mónica María Morales Lara, Amahle Simpiwi Shabe, Kevin Mucio Inkindi, Ledui Nguyen, Camila Nicolau de Lima Oliveira, Febriliendo Piscatara, Camila Poggi Correo Silva, Marc Puiggalí y Laucirica, Andrea Quinones Barrón, Ronald Ramírez Fumero, Luz Marina Gardenia Rivera Flores, Juan Pablo Rodríguez, Carlos Ruche Cantu, Akriti Sahai, Mariana del Pilar Serrano Gutiérrez, Sakshi Sharma, Paola Andrea Sierra Cortés, Avinash Singh, Garima Singh, Shrey Signal, Pranav Sood, Tim Manuel Stoidler, Brushang Subramahania, Haider Sayed, Haris Talikota, Natalia Tavares, Jaskaran Singh Thakkar, Joseph John Tenam Kodak, Raul Khan Tiwari, Shriyanshi Tiwari, Julian Toro Ramirez, Adrián Alexander Traiba, Juan Alfredo Vélez Malo, Maritzu Bretu, Maharani Desi Ruyandari, Philip Anton Zender, And now the students graduating in absentia are Eduardo Andrés Chomalí Esparta, William Dillard Harvey, and Pulkit Suhasaria. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Ellie. And what a wonderful sight that was to see all of our MBA graduates on stage. And how many young ones? Wonderful. Well, we've now heard from our Dean, our Associate Dean, our MBA Executive Director and MBA Program Team, and our MBA alumnus, Xavier Anglada. But what about the students? It's now time for a moment I know a lot of you have been waiting for. It's time to hear from two of our MBA graduates who have the great privilege of having been voted by their MBA classmates to speak on their behalves. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage Esade MBA graduates Julia Burl and Ricardo Branchi. Hey. Good luck.
Hello. Good evening, faculty, dean, program management, family and friends joining us from all over the world, career team, and my fellow and dear colleagues. 18 months ago, we were 180 strangers leaving our countries, our comfort zones, and everything that was familiar to land here in Barcelona and to pursue this once-in-a-lifetime project, which is an MBA. On our luggages, different backgrounds, perspectives, ideas of who we were, but a shared desire for transformation, for growth. And of course, the excitement for this year that waited for us here in Barcelona. And then the ride began. From the very start, we had to make choices and treated time as a resource to manage, to optimize. Classes, group work, applications, networking, clubs, CAPs, tracks, was all happening at once. And we were thirsty for it all. For careers, for knowledge, for business cases, for testing ideas beyond the paper. And yes, of course, for cañas, for tapas, for night outs. It was a year with so much life. Now we know that the perception of time is relative. The more intense and novel are the experiences, the longer time feels in retrospect. We compressed decades of life in these 18 months. It was intense, it was beautiful, but we also know it wasn't always easy. Opportunities that didn't come through, conflicts in teamwork, moments of comparison, of self-doubt. Because Esade didn't allow us to stay in the comfort of textbooks. From day one, we were exposed. We had to take a stand in class, work closely with people from different ways of thinking, different cultures. We had to embrace uncertainty, discomfort, confrontation. The MBA was a real-life lab, and not only of business decisions, but of emotions. We were tested every day, and there were no cheat sheets on how we reacted, on what triggered or disappointed us, what inspired or excited us, what we resisted to on our biases. And very often, the eyes of each other became our biggest mirrors. And connection, we learned, is not automatic. In an environment this intense, relationships are complex, and the desire to belong is real. Building genuine connections required effort, curiosity, vulnerability, active listening, being open to differences. But it paid off, right? Look at how many memories and precious moments we have shared. Throughout this process, we learned that growth does not happen in isolation. The competent jerk, I'm afraid, will not get very far. Growth happens through exchange, through learning how to work together towards a common goal, in class debates, in being challenged by our professors, by each other, in mutual support, in shared laughter, working at late night in deliverables. We didn't just learn how to read balance sheets and apply Porter's 5 forces. We did it while learning how to navigate, find fulfillment, and grow in the complexity of relationships. And that's why this community we're celebrating today, more than any title or credential, is the real legacy of this journey. We leave technically stronger, emotionally more intelligent, culturally more aware, with friends to call family, with couches to sleep on in every continent, and with this community to belong to. There's a lot of energy to go forward. I personally came to Esade seeking impact, and what I learned here is that impact is broader than I had imagined. It's about building business to solve social environmental problems. It's about innovation. It's about driving change within organizations, speaking up against injustices. It's also about leading with integrity, with empathy, and carrying with us a sense of responsibility that goes beyond ourselves. We just can't afford to be passive. I'm really excited to see how each one of you drive forward the change that you believe in. We close this chapter today, but we know this is not an experience that we're going to leave behind. It will live in us on how we grew, on how we see the world, on the relationships we built, and what we'll go on forward to achieve. The ride will definitely be more fun, knowing that we'll keep bumping into each other and recharging from it along the way. Thank you.
What an amazing crowd. So, when we witness the closing of a chapter, it's worth paying attention to where it began. Now, September 2024 feels like a long time ago. Most of us had just arrived in Barcelona, uncertain, yet excited, with only a vague idea of how the year ahead would look like. We didn't yet know the people who would change the way we think. We didn't know how intense it would be, and how quickly time will pass. And yet here we are, at the end of this chapter, with a perspective we did not have back then. When I thought about how to give this moment, I kept coming back to a shared memory. Do you remember that day in the program early, when we were taken to that villa outside the city? We were divided into teams and competing to challenges, collaborate and build something together with people we had only met a few days ago. Then the rain started. We didn't cover. Instead of retreating, we stayed outside and danced. We laughed. Looking back, what strikes me is not the activity itself, but how quickly a sense of unity emerged. Before grades, before recruiting outcomes, before job fairs, something real was already taking place. A community. That, to me, has been the defining feature of this MBA. Over the past 18 months, I'm sure each of us had at least one moment of looking at a classmate and thinking, this person is truly amazing. Not because of their title, of their background, but because of how they were present, their values, and through how they inspired us. And while I hope we will keep inspiring each other even from afar, what we shared during this year will stay with us. Each of us will be always part of this community, and that matters more than sometimes we realize. That community and the standards we held ourselves to are also reflected in something external. Today, our MBA stands the 7th in the world, according to the Financial Times. As you already know. This is not just a number. It is a statement about the environment we were shaped in, the people we learn alongside, and the collective effort that brought us here. Something to carry forward the responsibility, a reminder to always strive to be our best. As we now live, we re-enter a world defined by uncertainty. With the rapid advancement of AI and shifting global dynamics, it is difficult to predict what comes in the next 5 years, let alone the next 10. Most of us, many of us, are still figuring out in some way what comes next. And that is fine. We are not required to have everything figured out right now. What we do carry forward is something more durable, the ability to learn, to adapt, and a valuable network rooted in this community. In a world that often feels fragmented, this sense of openness and connection is not a given, it is a rare treasure. So as we close this chapter, let's stand proud, not only of what we accomplished, but of how we arrived here, and of the growth this journey inspired in us. Proud of the standards we learned to uphold, and of community we now belong to. This may be the end of our MBA, but it is clearly the beginning of what comes next. Thank you.
Julia and Ricardo, thank you so much for your very moving words. It's been such an exciting and emotive evening. There are now just a few more remaining aspects of our ceremony tonight before our Dean, Dr. Lisa Herberger, kindly brings the formal part of this evening's graduation ceremony to a close, and also before that moment of triumphantly throwing the mortarboards into the air. And just a little point of order on that point. Families and friends, it is time to get your cameras sort of ready, because on the countdown of 3, in just a moment, it will be the time when we ask our graduates to rise and to do that terrific throwing of the mortarboards. So family and friends, get ready. Students, keep your hats on, keep your mortarboards on for the moment, okay? Until we get to the countdown. So before we get to that, firstly, we would like to pay a tribute to families, friends, and partners. We know, they know, and you know that our graduates' achievements would not have been possible without your enduring love and support. And so graduates, I'd like to ask you to stand up and turn around to salute your loved ones, some of whom are here, others are online, and others are in your hearts and minds. They are such a big part of the reason why you are standing so proudly in this room today. Let's recognize them with a round of applause. Thank you. Right. Now, families and friends, at the ready with your cameras. Graduates, heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you on this major achievement. Please, as you're rised already, on the count of 3, let's let those mortarboards fly. 3, 2, 1, go! Right. No. Right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope you got the picture. Now, we have one last speech, some closing remarks from our Dean, Dr. Lisa Herberger. So please, take your seats once again, and let's put our hands together to welcome our Dean, Dr. Lisa Herberger, for her closing remarks. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it is a little bit difficult to come after this, you know, to come with my speech now after all of these celebrations. I will be very, very brief. I just wanted to, again, you know, express my thanks, you know, to all of you for being here, all who have supported our graduates throughout the journey, the families, partners, friends, professors, many of whom are here tonight, mentors and members of staff who have supported you along the way. And I just also wanted to perhaps be repetitive, but say again that this is really now your family. You know? We at Esade, we are your home forever. And whatever you need in the future in your careers, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We will help you whatever your problem might be in the future, which I'm sure will not be many, but we all know what might happen. So we really wanted to, again, say congratulations, class of 2026, full-time MBA Esade. Be proud. We are proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you very much to our Dean for bringing to a close this graduation ceremony. At this point, I would like to ask all our MBA graduates to come to the stage for a group photo. Families and friends, please make your way for a very well-deserved drink, cocktail, right at the back or on your left-hand side as well. And we will be joining you shortly to raise a glass to the success of our graduates. Thank you so much.